Now let's not forget that when Sirius comes over the horizon on 8/8, it's able to be seen before the sun obstructs all light from it, obliterates all light from it, and the sun takes over for the day. Conversely, also on the 23rd, which is when the sun is conjunct Regulus, the sun moved further down the ecliptic, but Sirius stays where it is. So Sirius comes up at 4:45 in the morning, and there is a lot of time before it disappears as well. So up to the 23rd, it does the same thing. Meanwhile, on the 23rd, you will have a conjunction on the 23rd. That's how close the sun will be to Regulus. So point being is that at this time in August, this is the harvest of wheat. This is the harvest of wheat, where Virgo holds the sheaf of wheat. Here is the selling of the wheat. This is the exchange, the logistics, the transport, the international shipping, the farm to table. This is the purity of the customer defiled by the whore of Babylon, which is the Jezebel system, which is the insurance system, not the purity of Virgo. Here is the defiling of the virgin of the people, with their ignorance, for the assurances of the Jezebel system, the whore of Babylon system, which is insurance, which is fiat currency creation, the money out of nothing. Other deities that cover the harvest of wheat or the imagery of wheat. In Rome, there's the goddess Ceres with a lot of wheat imagery. Ceres is the Roman goddess of agriculture, grain crops, and fertility. She is often seen with cereals under her arm. Her name is where we get the modern name for cereals. She had an army of helper gods who were responsible for performing certain agricultural jobs such as storing grain, digging, plowing, etc. Threshing is another one of those jobs. Right here, unveiling Ceres. Cognate, Sirius is cognate, obviously cognate with the name Ceres, the goddess Ceres. As the sun progresses in the course of its year, 1 degree every day, Sirius is underneath of it, so it has no chance of showing up, of arriving. I'll go back 2 months. If you go back 2 months, Sirius has no chance of beating the sun. But on 8/8, it's just able to. The sun progressed far enough where Sirius can just peek through. And this is a signal to start harvesting the wheat. And then as the days go on, the sun moves further down. The sun moves further down, making Sirius at the same time rise more obviously. So the Sirius has defeated the sun. And Sirius is showing it's time. And Sirius is showing here, this is time to start the work. if your land is flat enough where you can see this star, which it was for the Levant at the time. East was flat. So this was the signal. Oh, here's 5:30. And already by 6, by almost not even 6, it's fainted. So a 20-minute window is all you had. And this was what they were looking for. This is the key of the harvest for them. Other cultures, it was different. But for them, this was their worship. Because it depends on the globe being round, of course. And the 23rd is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 days later, half a month. And this is basically the victory. Probably took 2 weeks to harvest their crop. So this was their victory. And then in the next month, this is when Sun is leaving Leo and going into Virgo, and is going into the next month around here of Virgo, where they sell. Now the Greeks had a similar deity for this, Demeter. Demeter was also goddess of the grains. This is the deity where the imagery of Sirius came from. This is in French, but you can see a name from the Greek, Demeter. Name for the Roman, Sirius. Principal attributes: abundance, residence Mount Olympus, parents Kronos and Rhea, time and earth, siblings Hestia, Poseidon, Hera, Zeus, Hades. We already know about Hades. Now the question is, on Demeter, where did her name come from? Because the story of Demeter is she came from the Phoenician goddess of grain. She came from Astarte. Astarte. Astarte became Demeter. Because Demeter, Phoenician goddess Astar. The goddess is shown here with what is likely a sun disk and crescent moon in the shape of 2 horns, which this is. This is the crescent moon. The figure to the left may be a cosmologic diagram. Very important. Here, here it's the 2 serpents going up. So this image here is the 2 serpents. This is the caduceus. The caduceus, as Sirius moves up, here you have the Hydra, the work. This is the effort. The Hydra here is the effort that you put in during the day. Because don't forget, this here is your fulfillment of your education. This is where you begin your work. This is where the harvest takes place when the sun reaches Leo. And on the other side, you have the 2 dogs chasing after the bear. In a sense, this is where the dog comes from. Whereas this would be the fish, not the dog. This would be the dogs chasing after the sages. Notice here Draco is upside down here. Draco is upside down because it is dependent, just as Hercules is right under it, because it is dependent on another constellation. Cygnus is also upside down, but you cannot see it from here. But it is there.